For just $5 at Walmart, you can have your whole entire garden in a bag. It is self-contained, no pots, no land, nothing. This is quite easy to do. X marks the spot. So we start making some X's in this. We have all these different variety of things we're going to plant. We have strawberries, celery, kale, broccoli, and a tiny Tim tomato. My favorite thing to plant here would be a whole entire strawberry patch, because it would come back year after year. Now on the bottom, we're going to cut ventilation slats. And so the water can drain out. Drainage slats are going to be cut in the bottom so the water can drain out. You got to have good drainage for this to work. This is going to hold water in really well. So planting strawberries would be the neatest thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the strawberry plant and we're going to put it here in the middle because it can live here for almost forever. So there's that. And then we have this beautiful celery we grew. So let's put that down here. And we're going to go about 3 to 4 inches deep. We got to water this in really well and put it in the shade for a few days. It's your little kitty cat, Rfkjr. Okay, so here we go, some more celery. Let's make this kind of pretty. Let's put the celery over here. Okay, now we have a tiny Tim tomato plant. And this will spread out just a square foot. And it'll produce like crazy. We're going to show you that in just a second. All right, so we got the tiny Tim tomato plant. Nice bunch of kale. We're going to put the kale in real deep because it's a little bit leggy. But the neat thing about kale and broccoli is it'll produce roots out the stems. Okay, in our last plant, we have some premium crop broccoli. I'm going to put this in real deep. So let's do another tiny Tim tomato plant. I'll get that and we'll see what the finished product looks like. Okay, here's a lemon spinach plant. So we're going to make this really cool. Yellow tiny Tim tomatoes, celery, kale, lemon spinach, seascape strawberry, celery, and premium crop broccoli. This is really neat because we can plant our yellow tiny Tim tomato and it'll bush out a square foot each one. It's really easy to water. We just put a little water in each hole. These plants are going to be real happy. We have drainage holes in the bottom. So in each of these holes we could do tomatoes, Space Master cucumbers, peppers, and we're talking about dwarf tomatoes. We could do lettuce, basil, cilantro, broccoli would do good in here. And for $5, you could have your entire garden without the mess of a soil, a tiller, any weeding, really hardly any watering, because once this gets wet, it's going to hold the water in really well. So you have the blooms on here. We can just take this in. They will pollinate. These yellow tiny Tim tomatoes are insanely productive. We're going to show you that. This is the yellow tiny Tim tomato that will grow in our square foot $5 garden bag. Look at all the tomatoes on one plant. This is what we'll get this summer. So now we just water it all in. And this is looking really cool. So it's still pretty cold here, so we're gonna take this in the shed, let it sit, let these plants gain root, and in about 3 or 4 days when it warms up, it's gonna be a real cool garden. Okay, the last thing I gotta do is I gotta poke some holes down the bottom, and I'm sorry, Rfkjr. Don't wanna poke Rfkjr. I don't wanna poke our kitty cat with a knife. So I'm going down underneath it and poking holes. Hey, no, Rfkjr. And that is going to help it drain. Okay, we'll go on this side as well with our knife. Okay, and that should be really good. Perfect.